Hey, welcome back to Snapbolt Games. My name is Max, and we're here with another Pauper League, and I am going to be playing some Grixis Serpentine Curve. And this is a new brew. I've been working on it. I played it on the YouTube channel through a couple leagues. This is the third league I'm playing it through. The channel is youtube.com/snapbolt. Go check out that channel. Subscribe there if you're not subscribed. It's the best way to support me. Um, we're recording live right now, twitch.tv/snapboltgames. So it's youtube.com/snapbolt, twitch.tv/snapboltgames. Come hang out live if you want to see me record. Go watch the videos on YouTube either way, and appreciate follows on either platforms. And let's just get right into this deck tech for those that haven't seen it, and then we'll get into a league. I will say I have already started a league with this deck, luckily. 2 games down, and we're 2-0. So we're going to try to go for the trophy. I like to post full leagues, especially on my YouTube channel, but I'd rather create more content. Sometimes I play a game or two off stream, and I'd rather just make more content here. So again, luckily we're 2-0. It's not like we're starting 0-2 or anything like that. So 2-0, hopefully we'll get a 5-0 here. That would be pretty fun. But let's go through this deck tech. Serpentine Curve, that's the main win con. It's the only win con of the deck. 4 mana, sorcery, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token, and then put X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is 1 plus the total number of instant and sorcery cards you own in exile and in your graveyard. So basically, for all the instants and sorceries you have in exile and graveyard, you make an XX snake. And before that, you just basically play a bunch of instants. You control the game with Counterspell, Cast Down, Chainer's Edict, Lightning Bolt, and you have card selection and advantage with Preordain, Consider, Brainstorm, Frantic Inventory, Pieces of the Puzzle, which also stocks your graveyard. But the difference between this and most of the other Serpentine Curve lists is that we're just playing Cleansing Wildfire. This card has really, really impressed me, and I'm just brewing more and more Cleansing Wildfire decks. It's just Rampant Growth draw card, which is so good. It's so much better than Rampant Growth. It's just like really almost like shaping Pauper at this point. It gives you a little main deck land hate against decks like Tron or Familiars when you really want to blow up particular lands. But mostly 2 mana Rampant Growth draw card. It's just so much better than Rampant Growth. It makes such a big difference. Like imagine an opponent who goes, turn 2 Rampant Growth, turn 3 Rampant Growth. You're like, oh, they have 5 cards or they're at 5 lands, but they only have 4 cards in hand. But this, like when my opponent goes like on turn 2, like Rampant Growth or Cleansing Wildfire, and then I'm looking like, oh, they have 7 cards in hand and 3 lands. It's like I almost feel like I'm like in such a bad spot. And hey, thanks for following. So basically, whenever my opponents played Wildfire on 2 against me, I felt like I was like, oh crap, like this is a bad spot for me. So I want to play more Wildfires on 2. And then I thought it was good in this all spells deck. It seems to fit right in. You need a lot of mana in this deck. You draw a card. Cleansing Wildfire is the real deal. I have some other curve brews, specifically a blue-black curve brew. Hopefully we'll be able to get to that at some point soon here with Gurmag Angler. But yeah, I just like Cleansing Wildfire a lot. One card that's not been really impressing me is Bolt. I side it out a fair amount. When it's good, it's really good. It's good against Fae, and it's good in some other situations. But like against Affinity and things, I like to side them out. So could go down on the number of bolts, or could play some low number of Galvanic Blasts for the later game. We only have 10 artifacts, but sometimes you do get up to Metalcraft. So maybe like 2 bolt, 2 Galvanic Blast, or something, or like I don't know. Maybe play a Seed of the Cyanide or 2. I'm not really sure, but Bolt is obviously just a fine card. So without further ado, let's just get right into round 3. It'll be round 1 of this recording, but 2-0 going round 3. Let's go. All right, let me try to fix this. It just depending on the lighting, this green screen always has like different needs, basically. Uh, well, it is what it is. All right, let's keep this hand. Yeah, round 1 against Luffy here. Luffy on the mulligan to 6. I wouldn't be surprised if they are on. What has Luffy been playing? I feel like it's Affinity. It might be Jund. No, it's probably Affinity. I'm gonna go Preordained Bridge here. Another bridge is too many bridges, but we might be fine. Another preordain is great. Sets us up, draw, hopefully we can draw what we want. Draw some gas here. It is just affinity. This bolt is looking pretty bad. I'm gonna bottom the fling for now. Hey, Regulation D. Awesome. Thanks for subscribing. Official bolt now. Love it. Let's just go bridge, pass. Is this going to be in a Tog? No, just an Ichor Wellspring. Okay. Let's just cycle, get island. Our mana is pretty good here. Probably just going pieces, tap land, honestly. This draw has been kind of clunky. Whew. Woo! Hey, Pauper Tim. Thanks for showing up again. This is tough. I mean, taking like counterspell is decent. Taking cleansing wildfire is decent. Taking preordain is also decent. They're all pretty good options. I don't know if we actually need cleansing wildfire just because look, our hand is 5 lands. It's like, yeah, we don't get to ramp. I think I like counter plus preordain, play preordain right now. Let's do that. Could have played another bridge preordain next turn, but just do this. I mean, this isn't looking great. We kept a land heavy hand and we're kind of getting a little flooded, but opponent's not doing that much either. If they just play like a disciple, I can just kill it. Yeah, I mean, they can cash in these Wellsprings with the munitions, and this is a pretty big threat right now, but what are we gonna do, you know? We're light on blue sources, so just gonna have to go bridge, pass. Leave up counterspell. And then I'm gonna let this resolve. I know they can sack a couple things in response, deal us some damage, but I need to save the counterspell. I can just bolt this, which I'm gonna do. And if they want to sack 2 Wellsprings, draw some cards, and deal us a couple points of damage, that's fine. I'm also going to end of turn Frantic Inventory here. I think that's much better than countering this. Like, yeah, if they just want to deal us 4 damage, draw 2, that's fine. Just munitions again, expected. So we're at 16. Yeah, this thing is a problem. Oh, and sack disciple to munitions. Okay. Yep, we're at 15. Drew another land. Brutal. Something. Okay. That's a draw 2. That's a draw 2. Let's just draw 2 right now. Okay, okay. Now, is there any way that I want Counterspell, Dispel, and Consider Up? Do I need to play Island or can I play Bridge? I think I'm safe to play Bridge. Pass. Most likely don't need all this stuff up. Munitions is annoying because they can just eventually start sacking their lands and dealing like 1 point of damage per artifact they have, which is a lot. But if we just find Snake at some point here, I mean, they usually can't counter Snake and they can't kill it. So if we just find a Snake, that's really good. Thought cast. They have 6 cards in hand. I hate this, but I need to let it resolve. Because then if I counter that and they just go play a Tog, I feel like I'm just dead. I have to let this resolve too. If they want to spend their time cracking Witching Well, I might be able to beat that. 1 top, 1 bottom. I really, again, need to counter like a Tog. They know about Counterspell. Cast down. This is an answer to a Tog. I think I need to just draw it. Friendly Inventory? Ancestral? Pieces? Just more card advantage, more card advantage. I don't have like the deck thing still set up. I've just been too busy, but I'm trying to get that set up so it can link to my Aether Hub account. Let's just go Island Pass. I mean, they can crack Witching Well here, go up to 8 cards. We do have counter, dispel, plus cast down. So we have a lot going on, actually. We might not be able to let Disciples resolve anymore. That makeshift munitions is brutal. Just gonna keep letting all this card draw resolve. There's nothing I can really do. This deck is just so strong, honestly. I need to counter like the really, really impactful ones. Okay, let's just untap. There's curve. Okay, we're gonna play that 100% here. Play mountain. Play curve. Okay, we have a 12-12. We have double counterspell up and a 12-12 in play. Galvanic Blast target us. I kind of want to dispel this. Hey, the nice twin. Thank you. Thank you for subbing. Appreciate it. I kind of wanted to dispel this, but then I only have one counter up for next turn. Let's just go to 11. Oh, am I just dead on board then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They can. Oh, they don't have 11 mana though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They can only deal us 7. Counter that. Counter that. Hope no fourth disciple. Munitions. Draw a card. Galv Blast. No, just draw another card. We're at 9. They have 7 cards in hand. This deck is crazy. There's a Tog. Not enough mana for Fling. We have Cast Down. That's about all we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another land kills us. Nothing we can do. We just, I guess, hope they don't have untapped land. They sack it to munitions. Oh, so we're just dead on board. Yeah. Munitions is so strong. It's so hard to deal with. We do get Hydroblasts post board. We're going down here to Luffy. Luffy, really strong player, and obviously just on one of the best decks. But we can come back. They just are gonna sack everything to munitions, kill us. So close. We have the bolt, but not enough. Not enough. Okay. If I had dispelled the Galvanic Blast, that still wouldn't work because then they would have just been able to resolve a Disciple and kill us. So I don't like Lightning Bolt. I like Shenanigans. I like one Cannonade, actually. I like Hydroblast. And sometimes I like a Pyroblast or two, but I don't know if I wanted it against Luffy's build. He just drew so many cards, and he didn't have any Serpents that I saw. Maybe he has one Serpent, but I can kill that with Cast Down or Chainer's Edict. I kind of like Chainer's Edict as well. Maybe just 2 copies. And what? Just take out like a Consider. I'll try leaving in the Dispel. Definitely like Cleansing Wildfire. This matchup seems reasonable. Triple Hydroblast. We have 0 Pyroblast right now. Could have 1 Pyro for like a Brainstorm. Let's just try it like this. 2 Chainer's Edict, 3 Cast Downs, Shenanigans. Yeah, Dispel also hits Deadly Dispute, which is actually pretty key. All right. We needed to find curve like a turn or 2 earlier. We had that good pieces of the puzzle where we hit all spells, but then we didn't like follow it up with a big snake soon enough. Luffy mulligans to 6. I'm planning to go bridge, cycle Ashburns for Island, then Preordain. We'll see what ends up happening. Okay. Darksteel Star. If I draw like a tap land, I probably would have played that. So now we're just looking for lands. I think Cleansing Wildfire is good enough. It's not an actual land, but it kind of is like land plus cycle. So I think it's good enough. I can also destroy their land potentially. I mean, Cleansing Wildfire their seat seems reasonable. I don't know if Luffy is playing any basics. I think I kind of want to just preordain here. I'm going to preordain. That gives me the most chance to hit a land. Kind of awkward here, but if I hit an untapped land, that would have been the best sequence, because then I could also Wildfire that turn, and if I hit a tap land, it's kind of similar. Okay. Guess that's another blue spell that we saw. Probably should have had 1 to 2 Pyroblast. All right. So they missed a land drop, so I should probably Cleansing Wildfire them. Giving us more lands is so key as well, though. It's just too tempting. If they don't have a basic, they get kind of crushed here. And even if they have one, yeah, this is still good for us. Like now, if we draw another Cleansing Wildfire, we can kill this land, and then we really start taking them down. I know just getting a land for ourselves would have been good as well, but we're still looking fine. There's a swamp. I'm pretty tempted to just play swamp pieces of the puzzle, leave up both bridges. Seems good. Fuel these snakes pretty well here. Oh yeah. Oh, there's 2 more frantic inventories. Wow. So I probably want to take one of the frantic inventories and probably the Chainer's Edict, and then play the Chainer's Edict right now. That seems good to me. We have this Hydro for an Atog. Killing the Disciple's not bad. And now we have double Ancestral Recall in our hand. Ancestral Recall into draw 4 as well. So yeah, finding 4 frantic inventories in the top 21 cards is pretty good. Okay, there's a preordain. I think I just start with Ancestral Recall here. Let's do it. Dispel. Okay, well now we're just going to draw 4. There's Cleansing Wildfire. I think I just Cleansing Wildfire them now. Draw a card. And then what do I discard? Could discard one of the Hydroblasts. I think that's a little bit greedy. I could just discard this Preordain. I know that's a good one to hit land drops as well, but we don't really even need to do that. We're pretty close to just killing them with Curve plus Fling. All right, well, there's another Preordain. Let's go top here. Top. Land. I can just go Chainer's Edict U, play Curve. And then not leave up Hydroblast. I think that's fine. Let's just Chainer's Edict them, play Curve. Yeah, taking out the artifact land can be key at stopping a Mirror Enforcer. Good point, Mayor Empire, for sure. Now we have 2 Hydroblasts, and we can flashback these Chainer's Edicts, which is pretty nice. And we have a 15/15. They have Pyro. They might have Pyroblast, especially for these, so wouldn't be surprised if our first one goes down, but then we just, yeah, they just concede. Nice. They mulliganed and then got stuck on lands, and we started Cleansing Wildfiring them. So worked out. The Chainer's Edict seemed very good there. They're also pretty nice in conjunction with Cannonade to Cannonade away any Disciples and then Edict. feel like I have a reasonable amount of removal though, because I have Hydroblast for a Tog, and I have Cast Down Chainer's Edict. I think I want a Pyroblast, actually. They have Witching Well, they have Thoughtcast, and they have Dispel. Maybe even 2 Pyroblast. It's close. The problem is that at this point I'm taking out good cards. Let's just do 1. It always like seems better than it performs. Like I always think like, oh, I want Pyroblast. Like they have so many good blue spells to counter, and then like I end up having to play spells. Pyroblast is in my hand. They play blue spells, and like I just never get to use it. So it doesn't work out as well in this matchup as like you would expect. But see if we can take down Luffy here. His hand's kind of slow and light on interaction, but I think it's a keep. Not gonna just mulligan a hand with like good lands and spells here. Oh, misclicked. Can play another tap land plus Preordain next turn. Let's see what we draw. Counterspell. All right, never mind. New plan. If they Thoughtcast or something, I'm countering it. I think I'm just gonna counter this too. It's just so much value for them. I thought maybe they would miss a land drop. I wasn't that lucky, but I'm actually going to just pretend to leave up Counterspell again and then Frantic Inventory. It's just more mana efficient than Preordain here. Prism. Okay. That resolves. Star resolves. Let's go Inventory. 4th Blue-Black Bridge. Missing red mana at this point. Kind of worried about this pieces just getting countered. Let's just try it. That was a pretty bad miss there. At least it was a Hydroblast, but hitting that many lands and 4 of our red sources is actually pretty bad for us. We have a lot of red sources left, but Thoughtcast. Definitely not what I wanted to see. Into Ancestral Recall. Jeez. Okay. That deck's pretty nuts. Okay, there's red source. That's good. Sleet on Preordain. Cleansing Wildfire. We have one more mountain in the deck. I think Cleansing Wildfire is good enough to keep. We can just Cleansing Wildfire ourselves, get a lot more mana. Is that what I want to spend my next turn doing, though? I think it is good enough. Oops. Okay, we're good. Yeah, I know you like alchemy, but like, sure. We have like almost a 90% chance to hit 2 cards on pieces. So sometimes you miss, or maybe even higher than 90. I have to hypergeometric it again, but I think our chances to hit on pieces is very, very high. Hit two spells, I mean. I'll just let this resolve, and then end of turn I can Hydroblast it. They don't have anything to sack that's relevant, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess they could play land and then fling us. Let's just counter it. Yeah, they have counter backup. Okay, we're in trouble. Another mountain. Let's draw a card. I guess I could have gotten island there. If we don't find like a cast down or something off this inventory, we just die. I think we're dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They just sack everything. So I just need to pass with like pretend mana up. Let's just play island, pass the turn, not concede, because There is a chance. There is a chance they don't go for it here, because if they just sacked everything into a Tog, didn't have another Dispel, and then I just cast down a Tog, they lose. Oh, but now they have Duress. Okay, GG's. See, I mean, I'm sure Luffy's going to see the win here. Hey, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate it. They're going to cast Galvanic Blast for fun. Another one. All right. The 5-0 dream is done. And yeah, thanks everyone for subscribing. So cool. Let's go round 4. All right. Round 4, 2-1 now against Ticklebush. We're on the play. Let's keep. This hand's good. Just gonna lead on bridge into island. I love these lands. These lands are so good. Ticklebush Island. Yep. Ticklebush has been playing a lot of Fae. Yeah, again, I would have liked to see more of a shakeup with something banned from Fae and then something something else banned from Affinity as well, because those two decks are just all over the place still. I can Brainstorm Shuffle right now. I can Shuffle then Preordain. My cards are all pretty good, so I don't really need to Brainstorm Shuffle right now. I think I'm going to go Ash Barrens, Shuffle, get Island, then Preordain right now. Hey, cool. Thanks for following. Appreciate it. Nixolins. Probably pronouncing that wrong. Don't think we need Curve yet. I think we're just too far away from Curve, but I will take Bolt. Like, I'm just not close to making a big Curve yet, you know? So, I think I would rather just wait. Yep. I don't usually buy Modelo, but thought I'd switch it up. Having a Modelo. Okay. There's another inventory, which is actually a great draw, because now I can just go Island, Lightning Bolt this right now to play around spells that are leave up counter. If I don't need to counter, oh, they have Dispel? That's annoying. I'm just going to counter this. I don't want them to have anything on board and like get ninja'd basically. And like I know I get to resolve my counter spell there. All right, now I just probably play Mountain and then double Frantic Inventory at the end of their turn. Yeah, I actually really like the Modelo Negro as well. And I was looking for it and they didn't have it at the store. And I was like, well, I almost always get Negro, but I went for the standard. That's all they had. They might counter this. They have to actually counterspell it. They only have 4 cards. Might just not have counterspell. I'm worried about spell stutter here, but what are you gonna do? I can brainstorm in response if they spell stutter. Not a second one, please. Counterspell. Okay, well, we have nothing left. But we have a lot of good draws from this point. Hopefully they just don't ninja us right now. That would be the worst possible scenario. Looks like that's what's happening. Classic. Ah. That is brutal. Got crushed by Spell Stutter Sprite there. I could have just not played a cantrip, but it sucks. I can't bolt right now too, because then they just get Spell Stutter for free basically. I have to hope like they just like don't have it up or something, or I draw a second removal spell. They went one bottom, one top. Okay. So now on their upkeep, I'm gonna go Bolt plus have I don't have a stop on my own end combat. That was probably just a misclick. On their upkeep, I'm going to go bolt this, counterspell, and hopefully they don't have Sprite. Oh, okay. Now I'm going lightning bolt this right now. They might have another ninja is what they might have. Or they just had another spell setter. Okay. Well, this is good for me. Hopefully no second ninja, and then we kind of got out of it. Preordain, that's scary. Again, as long as they don't have second ninja, which they probably do. They do. Damn. Spell setter plus ninja is so brutal. Now I need to hope to draw a curve. 10-10 curve would be decent here. Fairy Seer Scribe. One bottom, one top. Brainstorm. Oh, they're just going to counter this. Yep. I should have not done that. I was just jamming. We're definitely in trouble here. If I top deck Cannonade and they don't have another counter, then I'm obviously still in it, but they've just hit too many times with Ninja. I think it's over. The good news is we have like decent sideboard against Blue-Red Fae with Hydroblast and Pyroblast. And more Cannonades. And Duress. Wow, I don't know if we can bring in everything. I think we'd probably die to another copy of Lightning Bolt here. They're trying to find it, maybe. Bottom, bottom. Okay, we're dead to Bolt. Just got a little flooded this game. So again, not the best showing so far, but not bad. Fire? Jeez. Okay. Game 2. I like post board matchup a lot better. Just want like everything basically. I think Chainer's Edict's probably worse than our other removal spells. I actually like siding out a lot of cantrips. I don't usually side out Preordain, but I think I'm going to try it. Just keeping the instant speed cantrips, or at least some of them. Could even take out more cantrips to have less things for them to spell stutter. I know I have these, but I'm just going to play the clunky control game, which I think I like. Oh, what's up, Weber? Oh, Weber raided. I didn't even see that. I got to put that alert on. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Weber. And appreciate the raid. Seriously, thank you so much. Awesome. Welcome everyone from Weber's channel. I'm Max. My channel is youtube.com/snapbolt. I've just started streaming on Twitch, so follow me here. Come hang out, watch the YouTube channel, whatever you want to do. Thank you so much. Weber's a good guy. Weber's a good guy. We can cut pieces. Hey, there you go. Thank you. Appreciate it. I play a lot of Pauper. I'm going to start playing some more Modern soon too. I don't know what all to side out. I can side out like a couple Cleansing Wildfires. I don't know if we need that much ramp. And maybe even like a Lightning Bolt or two because we have Pyroblast and Hydroblast. Maybe we don't need 3 Hydroblasts. What's the last cut? Pieces is a little awkward, but it's a good draw spell. Let's just side out more Cleansing Wildfires. I don't know if we need the ramp as much in this matchup. It's a lot of 1-drops, but I think I like this. I think Duress is good. Duress, take your counterspell, seems strong. All right. Let's go. Yep. Sands a keep. A little bit awkward, but we do have a potential Brainstorm Shuffle on 2 here. So just going to plan on doing that before I can get spell stuttered, hopefully. We can even get Mountain for Bolt. These Pauper leagues just full of the top decks, huh? Let's go Brainstorm. Okay, there is a Cleansing Wildfire. That seems pretty good. Let's put back Fling. We do not need that yet. I can put back Consider or Brainstorm. We have another shuffle effect in Ash Barrens. Let's see. I'm gonna shuffle here with Evolving Wilds. I need the Ash Barrens. I think I want the Cleansing Wildfire. Seems good. I think I'm gonna put back the Consider. Not positive on that one. I also wanted to keep both Frantic Inventories there. Lomog's Crusher is 100% better than Eldrazi Devastator. Not close at all. All right, so now I think now I'm gonna duress them. Oh, I can't quite do the entire line unless I get Swamp, which I don't really want to do. Another line is play Ash Barrens. No, that seems bad. That seems bad. I mean, I can cycle Ash Barrens for Swamp, play Swamp, duress you, bolt this, and then Cleansing Wildfire next turn. Then I don't get to Brainstorm. I think it's still the line. I'm not sure here. That's kind of a tough decision. See if they have like multiple Hydros. They have one Hydro, they have a Ninja, and they have a Stormbound Geist. So I just take Hydroblast, and then I bolt their thing, and I just have to deal with the Stormbound Geist, which isn't that big of a problem. The Ninja is the problem. So that line worked out. And then next turn I can go Brainstorm into Cleansing Wildfire potentially. I have not tried out that Galvanic Tron list yet. No. Let's go Brainstorm. Might have to put back some of these Frantic Inventories. I need to Brainstorm into Cleansing Wildfire here. Oh, they had Spell Stutter Spray. Brutal. Brutal. Just drew that. I thought they just drew Counterspell, but I don't know why. Okay. Missed a land drop. But at least next turn I can double Frantic Inventory. I get Ninja'd here too. Jeez, that deck. Alright, alright. Gotta find some removal spells here. And they preordain. Okay, we just need to find removal spells. Wonder if I should start with Consider. Give me more chance to find removal. I think I just want to go Frantic Inventory into Frantic Inventory. I'm going to leave the Mountain in hand. Oh, there's Pyroblast. Perfect. Then let's just Frantic Inventory again. No Dispel or Hydro, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Big Boss. This guy had a job I used to have. I worked in hospitality, and he used to always say Big Boss. He said, "Thank you, Big Boss," all the time. Okay, draw two, and then now we have Ancestral Recall in our hand. Looking good. They have a Stormbound Geist. I just hope they just tap out for that, because I do not care about a 2/2 flyer. All right, looking good here. Let's go Ancestral. They have the Dispel. I guess I'm supposed to Consider in response. I guess I could find another Pyroblast. Put Island into the graveyard. Okay. Just gonna ignore the Stormbound Geist for now. I can, like, if they play another creature, then I can Cannonade plus Bolt the Geist after Undying. Need to find curve at this point. Need to find more card advantage. Just pretty standard stuff here. Relic. Okay, well, already cast all of our inventories, at least 3 of them. They'll have to pop for another one. Okay, pieces of the puzzle is great. Hope this resolves. They would have had to have drawn Counterspell exactly. They can crack Relic, but again, Relic is good against Frantic Inventory, but that and Chainer's Edict is the only thing it stops, and they actually have Counterspell. Damn. Just getting worked here. Needed that draw too. Gotta call you out, Popperton. See, the draw too is really important. Like, if we just had Forbidden Alchemy, like in these situations, taking 1 card is not nearly as good as taking 2 spells. It really like keeps the gas flowing in the stack, or at least if it resolves, it does. All right, let's just pass. Again, I'd like to 2-for-1 with this Cannonade and then kill the Stormbound guys. I can take 2 for a little while here. It's not the biggest deal. They seem like they're trying not to overcommit. Take 2 1 or 2 more times. We got nothing going on. They have 5 cards in hand. I'll just take 2 1 more time. Relic is actually good against the clock for sure. I wonder if I should go for it now. Hey, Victor, thanks for following. Awesome. All right, I'll just go for everything on attacks, I guess. They have 7 cards in hand. I don't really want to go to 5. They'll probably just let this happen, just 2-for-1 us. Okay. We don't need to kill this yet. Let's see what else we draw. Not looking great. Now on upkeep, we should try to kill this. Let's lightning bolt it. Spell Stutter Sprite. Wonder if I should just play Cannonade right now. Probably not. I think I'm going to Pyroblast the Spell Stutter Sprite, and then if they play... Let's just Pyroblast it. I'm not sure about this. They could play another Spell Stutter, which would definitely be annoying. Then maybe I could just Cannonade away both Spell Stutters and kill the Stormbound Geist. Got a beer argument going on in chat. They do have Hydroblast. Okay. So I think I should just cast down the Spell Stutter Sprite right now. Because this will remove both of their creatures if this resolves. And if they play another Spell Stutter, I get to Cannonade both away. And then wipe their board. Then we're completely out of gas. And then we need to basically top deck pieces of the puzzle here. Okay, nice. So no more board. We don't take any damage. They do have 5 cards in hand. Consider, great draw. Put that into a graveyard, yes. And Dispel, not the best. Okay. And they're gonna just play a ninja, okay? Top deck curve. Pieces, I'll take that. No, oh, they can't spell stutter, so I can dispel a counter spell. Can definitely still win it from here. This is good. Oh, no dispel, please. Nice. All right, I think I want... This is only a draw 1, so I don't need it anymore. So I just take Counterspell plus Cast Down, and then cast down this right now. Okay, kind of doing it. That piece was huge. Got us back into the game. Now they draw land. Nice. Duress you. Just fire it off right now. Counterspell. Just gonna let that resolve. I didn't want to counter back and then have like Duress miss or something. I just trade 1 for 1 is fine. All right, where are the curves? We have 4 in the deck. There we go. Ask and ye shall receive. See, I'm telling you. If they counter this, I am going to counter back because this curve is a 24-24. Nice. Yeah, that was a good time for Duress. Yeah, trade 1 for 1. Let Brainstorm resolve. Sure. Just going to try to counter anything that deals with my 24-24. Ask and ye shall receive. I'm actually surprised to be winning this game. And it's not over. It's not over. I guess they have Pyroblast as an answer to this, and that's it. Augur of Bolas. I can bolt that. I think they don't have an answer. I'm just going to counter this. I don't want them to get a like free look on Augur, shuffle for the Brainstorm. If they're playing they're playing a Stormbound guy. That does not block this. Okay, so I think they're dead. They could try to flash in Spell Stutter, but now we just bolt them. Or bolt the... Okay, and we have Fling. Nice. Snack too big. Boom. Whew! I did not think we were gonna win that. 24-24 Snake got there. All right. That Duress was sick. Just trade Duress for Counterspell. Love it. That was like perfect. I think I like 2 Hydroblast. I think that's all that I want. Could side out the last Cleansing Wildfire and just have the other pieces. I think 3 and 1. This is pretty clunky a lot of times. Yeah, I might even want the 4th pieces. They have to actually counterspell it. Maybe I shouldn't be siding out pieces in this matchup. What I could side out is I could side out Fling, because going for Fling at any point is so risky. They have Hydroblast, they have Dispel, they have Counterspell, they have Spell Stutter Sprite. I might just try to win by attacking. Drawing Fling early is so bad. We can also cut another cantrip. I don't really like that though. I do like taking out the Preordains like we did. 3 Cannonades also a lot, but I think it's good. I'm gonna not play with the Fling. No Fling. Just to win by attacking with snakes, that's it. It's the only way we can win. Alright. Same looks fine. I wonder if we need to lead Island, cycle Ashburns. Okay, we don't, I don't think. Especially drawing that Cannonade. Okay, let's just lead Bridge. Might cycle the Ashburns on 2. Depends what they do. Cannonade kills everything except Shrek. It does not kill Shrek because Shrek is a pirate. Okay. I think I want to just cycle both these Ash Barons, and that's what I'm going to do. They're probably not going to play anything too good into open counterspell mana here, so this buys us some time. And I do like just getting rid of both these Ash Barons out of my hand right now. Yeah, they're not going to play anything into open counterspell mana. Nice. So let's get Swamp and another island. Ooh, Hydroblast. Let's play Swamp, pass the turn. We could play a 1/1 Sneck next turn. Brainstorm. Interestingly enough, I could dispel this, and then they're probably going to go Spell Flutter Sprite, and then I cast on that. But I like just letting this resolve. Gonna have to refill after this game. Brainstorm, no shuffle. Brainstorm shuffle one card away potentially. Or are they gonna augur here? They are gonna augur. So they know about a card on top that they can hit. Okay. I could respond to this. Maybe they're going to get Dispel, but they're almost guaranteed to hit. Preordain, yep. Now they can shuffle, then preordain. I see. This is all fine. I am going to cast down this. They're not going to preordain. Let's just go Frantic Inventory. Draw Mountain. Nice. Another Frantic Inventory is really, really nice. Gonna cast on this right now. If they dispel, I'll counter back. I think they have Hydroblast probably. The way that they left up one mana and didn't cast Preordain. Why wouldn't they cast Preordain there? The only real explanation is that they have Hydroblast in hand. I have not tried Victoria. I haven't actually even heard of it. And I like all types of beers. I like IPAs. Might actually have one of those after this. Caught a stream, feels good. Feels good to have you here. Thanks for showing up. I don't want to really inventory and just get it like Spell Flitter Sprite. So I'm gonna just untap, and then I can even like protect it with like, I might need to just like continue to wait to hit land drops here. Another curve. It's only a 3/3 right now. All right, let's just pass. Let's just not do anything. Let's just wait to see what they do. They went one top, one bottom on fairies here. See if they go for ninja. They don't. They just do nothing. So I need to end of turn Frantic Inventory. I can't protect it with Cannonade plus. The problem is I put them on Hydroblast. So if I go Frantic Inventory and they go Spell Flitter Sprite, counter it, and I go Cannonade, then they just go Hydroblast the Cannonade, counter both my spells, and end up with 2 creatures in play. That's if they have exactly that. I think I need to just play this. Dispel. Okay, I like seeing Dispel. Let's just Dispel back. I want to draw 2 cards. They wouldn't Dispel, I don't think, if they had Spell Stutter Spray, right? Okay. The good news is we can untap Cannonade with this spell up. I guess they can, or with Hydroblast up. I guess they're gonna Hydroblast this. We have 2 mana up. I'm worried about another spell stutter sprite too. Just gonna cannonade on their upkeep. Can only counter a red spell, which they don't have. Yep. I don't think they have ninja right now. They didn't ninja this last time. Okay. Can start playing some curves. Just get another island. Pyroblast. I like Pyroblast for sure. Curve. What is it, a 7/7 or a 6/6? Still pretty big. Sometimes you just got to do it the hard way. Pyroblast and Hydroblast up. Feeling decent about our position actually, because I can play at least a 7/7, maybe bigger next turn. Pyroblast is the only thing that kills this. Echoing Truth. I guess they have that. Let's try to counter it. I want to fight as much as possible so our next snake is even bigger too. And they have Hydro. Okay. They have 3 cards in hand. We have Snake plus Hydro. No ninja, please. Thank you. Let's see. There's Counterspell. Nice. I love checking out lists. You can always just comment a list like on my YouTube channel, and I like to look at them. But I'm not willing to like really play Brews or anything at this point. Wow, got wrecked. Damn. Brutal. But yeah, I love seeing everyone's Brews for sure. And there's the Monarch. Jeez, they just played it like so. They just had so many counters. All right, I think we die. We just the turn I went for the Frantic Inventory, maybe I just wasn't supposed to go for it because I put them on the Hydroblast earlier, and then they just draw Ninja. Yep, it's over. Try to keep fighting. They have a Spell Stutter in hand, plus the Monarch. Oh, jeez. Not like this. Spell Stutter Ninja, too strong. Quick O2 to start the stream. Great. Oh, we played against 2 good opponents. They have 7 cards in hand. We're super dead. They've been drawing 3 cards a turn. GG's, well played. All right, let's go round 5. Let's try to at least go positive here. All right, round 5 here. We're against Torta di Liamao. I probably pronounced that terribly. Gonna keep this. Let's see what we're up against. Not Affinity, not UB Fae, please. Mono Blue Fae. Okay. Should be a close matchup. Don't have Counterspell up, but I would rather just cast down. Because if I just get turn 2 ninja'd, I just need to cast down that main phase. Hey, Ticklebush, GG's. Ticklebush, good games, good games. Well played as always. Did you have an answer to that curve in game 2? The 24/24, or no? Meanwhile, opponent just kind of going off with mono blue over there. All right, let's just. I think I kind of want to just like clunk out and go bridge plus cycle. I could go. Yeah, I just want to go bridge plus cycle and then have everything untapped, then have good mana for like essentially the rest of the game. I could just leave up cast down and then inventory. That's probably better, honestly. I just don't want to get hit by ninja. But yeah, Ticklebush, our last couple matches have been really close. They've been great. Oh, torta de limo, lemon pie. That's good. Nice. Thanks for that. All right, Delver resolves. This deck does not have that many ways to kill to flip Delver. Draw two is annoying. I am still just going to cast down the Delver because who knows, they're probably going to get lucky and flip it. Oh, I had an answer for Sprite though. I had a bolt, so if you just flashed in the Sprite, I could have just bolted it. But yeah, that was another good match, like I was saying for sure. I was surprised to win game two. I thought I was going to lose game two actually. Um, let's go cast down right now. This way we can leave up counterspell next turn. You get nervous? We play all the time. It's all good. Who cares? Nobody cares if you make a mistake. I know people get nervous though. I actually used to get nervous a little bit playing against like big streamers, so I totally understand. Um, so I take that back. But I don't get nervous streaming, which is weird. All right, leave up counter here. They're probably gonna just ninja us now and then miscreant and get like infinite value. Please no, don't do it. Lemon pie, please. No. Okay. Ponder can resolve for sure. I'm not feeling good about this game. I feel like we don't have much going on. Maybe if I find Cannonade or something. They just get a spell stutter counter or draw one? No. Well, I don't have an untapped land to protect this wildfire anyway. It's just fire it off, for lack of a better word. Spell stutter to counter this. Yep. Man, we are getting wrecked by spell stutters today. Welcome to Pauper. Spell stutter, good card, good card. Okay, no ninja is good. That definitely gives us a chance. Now we can Frantic Inventory with Counterspell backup. I think I just do that right now. It's more mana efficient than Preordain. Nice. All right, let's go bridge, pass. Yeah, Ticklebush. Also, that play when you dispelled, and then I think I dispelled back, and I go, oh, he would have spell stuttered if he had spell stutter, so he can't. He probably doesn't have it. That was a good play. It probably allowed you to leave multiple extra counters up by using the dispel, so that wrecked me. That was definitely a nice line. All right, again, if they don't have ninja, you can win this game. Okay. They're just not playing anything. They're on 3 lands only. I think I lead on Cleansing Wildfire. Let's tap like this. If they spell stutter, do I counter? They don't. Guess I just get Swamp. Could get actually Island. Yeah, let's just get Island. Brainstorm. All right, let's play Evolving Wilds and then pass with Brainstorm / Counterspell up. So we have a Brainstorm Shuffle plus Counterspell here. And we do need to find essentially Cannonade. It's so weird that they're just not doing anything. They probably need another land. Of course. Now let's see what they do. Definitely going to go for end of turn Brainstorm. Going to 6. Plenty of life to work with here. By plenty, I mean 2 more turns. But we have a lot we can do here. It's Brainstorm. Wow, they let this resolve, and there is the Cannonade. Nice. And there's a frantic inventory. Love it. Love it. I think I want to. I might have to put back a counter spell. I guess I can put back Bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, let's put back Bridge and Preordain. Everything else is just so good. Also, I could just not shuffle with Evolving Wilds because my hand is strong. Guess I don't really need these two. And then I can just Frantic Inventory, draw random cards. Oh, really cool to hear, Ticklebush. That's awesome. I did not know that you watched the channel. Cool. Really cool. Guess I just get another island since I have so many counter spells, and then I tried to Ancestral Recall here. And then if they counter it, I'm just more likely to resolve Cannonade. This is sweet. Now I'm feeling pretty good about our chances in this game from this position. Like, look at how good our hand is. I can even Cannonade on their upkeep to kind of just like be even more annoying. Like I can Cannonade on their upkeep with double counterspell backup. So I doubt they can stop that with 4 mana. There's a lightning bolt. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7. So I just go. Oh, I have 9 cards in hand. Well, if I'm gonna have to discard, I might as well just Cannonade now. I could just discard the bridge. Don't know if we even need that. Then it's a lot less mana efficient for them. I like it. I can just play Ash Barrens or even just cycle. Let's just cycle Ash Barrens and then play it. I like this. I like this. And then discard a bridge. And then on their upkeep, go for Cannonade with double counterspell backup. Again, I could have just Cannonaded on my turn, but this is like, now if they have to tap mana on their turn, it's really good. It looks like they're just blue Fae, yeah. And I'm expecting this to resolve now because we have double counterspell backup. I really like the 1 Cannonade in the main. They're gonna, oh, they have Dispel. Okay. So as long as they don't have double Dispel plus counterspell. And still, I would rather have them tap mana on their upkeep so they have less mana to play more threats. And we just get to start slamming snakes, which aren't even that big, honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. First one will be a 10-10 or an 11-11. So no second Dispel, please. Do like that counterspell art, but this is my favorite now. I've just decided. Just really like it. Yeah, mono blue Delver, mono blue Fae. I like just calling this deck mono blue aggro. I think that's the best name for the deck. And see, now they've used 3 mana on their turn rather than on our turn, which is huge. So I can just lightning bolt that. They still have 5 cards in hand, but we will have some snakes with counterspell backup. That deck does play bounce spells, which is kind of annoying. It's better at answering snake than blue-red Fae. But also harder to counter it. Okay. So let's do a little math here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So right now it's an 11-11. I can make it a 12-12. I think I want a Chainer's Edict. Let's go Chainer's Edict, play Snake, leave up Counterspell. And then Bolt as an instant is better than having the Edict in hand. I like this. We are O2 on the day. This just counts since I've like started the stream, so it's kind of confusing. So I apologize for that. But we are 2-2 in the league right now because when we started the stream, we were 2-0. I know that makes it confusing, but we are O2 on the day, but 2-2 in this league because we started O2 when we started the stream. Oh, I forgot to get another beer. That is a huge mistake. All right, let's just counter this. They don't play that many bounce spells, usually like 4. Maybe they might only have like 4 vapor snags. And we also have a Chainer's Edict to flashback. Okay, we're down to 5. Fairy Seer, okay. They don't have another land. I'm definitely going to go Lightning Bolt Curve. Keep this for the next creature because they can't Spell Stutter right now. They only have 1 mana left. All right, just play the land. Okay, F6, out of cards. Have not drawn up pieces of the puzzle yet. Let's see if they have a third bounce spell. They're only on 4 lands. I feel like I've just been getting flooded with this deck, like, a bit too much. No Vapor Snag, please. Nice. All right, one more hit. I'll play the bridge. If we draw and resolve pieces of the puzzle, we might want more mana. I don't know if there's a retrace card that would be good. I'm not sure. I think we just need to draw better. All right, I can Chainer's Edict them and then attack. I think I might just want to attack first. Maybe they chump with Spell Stutter, then they can't Spell Stutter counter this. Let's see if we get ninja'd here. No. There's Lightning Bolt. Okay. They probably don't have another Spell Stutter, right? Compulsive Research would be an interesting one, yeah. It's just that's a strong card, but it is a sorcery. They've played 2 Spell Stutter, 2 Spell Stutters. This is an interesting line because I should Chainer's first, and then if they Spell Stutter, I can bolt one of the Spell Stutters and then resolve both my spells, then attack. That's the line. We found it. We found it. Chainer's Edict you. Counterspell. Lightning Bolt your blocker. No Vapor Snag? Nice. Nice. Okay. Cannonades, Duresses, Pyroblasts. Maybe we just side out Cleansing Wildfire again here. It's so weird. Might be worth it. I definitely need all these cards. I think that's like for sure. I just don't know what else to side out. I do like siding out cantrips against these Spell Stutter decks. I think the Spell Stutter might have been a misplay. They were kind of in a rough spot there because if they flash in Spell Stutter to block, it's not great for them. Like, how are they winning from there? If they just don't cast Spell Stutter end of turn, then I still have a 15/15. So I'm not sure. Chainer's Edict's also interesting. I think 1 is probably fine, though. I guess we can side this out. It does flash back, but I don't think the games typically are going to come down to that. Let's keep the instant speed cantrips. And then this should be 60 cards, right? Yeah. All right, this looks good. Triple Pyro, triple Cannonade, double Duress, quad Bolt, triple Cast Down. It's a lot of interaction. Oh, yeah, I could take Fling out, but I didn't. I probably should have taken Fling out, but I think it's fine. But yeah, I should have taken Fling out. That was a mistake. All right, we just have to lead bridge. Go. See if they flip this Delver here. See if we get ninja'd on 2. I think I would have liked taking out Fling, yeah. Could have left in 1 more cantrip. Delver. Again, this deck often plays like 16 to 18 spells, so they really don't play many spells. I'm just going to play Island past the turn. I could just Pyroblast a Delver right now, but we'll see if they flip. Even if they both flip, I probably need to just take. Wow, and it's Dispel. That's so brutal. It's like the worst possible scenario for me. Damn. And then they might even have spell stutter now. All right, so we need to top deck exactly Cannonade. Again, could have Pyroblasted on our turn, but revealing Dispel was probably like one of the worst possible things. I guess now they can. Oh, I also should have. I meant to consider. Okay. I mean, I don't think they would have I don't think they would have countered it. I'm just gonna look for Cannonade. I mean, you're right. That may have been better just to consider first, but playing kind of loose right here. Another Pyro. So I think we need to kill a Delver right now. We're not going to be able to resolve Cannonade. What I can actually do, kill Delver right now, cast Frantic Inventory right now. I can also just kill Delver and then Evolving Wilds for Swamp or Mountain, actually. I don't have that many black spells in my deck, just a couple cast down, and 1 is already milled. I think countering the Pyroblast there was good from them. I think I'm just gonna Pyro, leave up counter. I know they have Dispel, but I can at least make them use it. I can end of turn inventory. We'll see what they do. They're on 2 lands. Next turn I might be able to Pyroblast plus Counterspell backup. So I'm gonna really try not to use this here. No Ninja is good. We can still win this game for sure, especially that they're stuck on mana, so they might just not be able to do anything. If they Dispel this, that's totally fine. Another counter, okay. Another pieces. Okay, so now we just go upkeep, Pyroblast the Delver. And then if they fight on their upkeep, we can potentially win this fight. I guess they need 2 1-mana counters here. Fighting on upkeep like this is such a good strategy against people who are trying to counter your spells. It's really, really important because of how they have to use their mana. So now I just counterspell this, and then I fetch. I guess I get Swamp here. F6. Okay, they're on 2 mana. They have a Spell Stutter Sprite in play. They do have 5 cards, but I can cast pieces, hopefully hit a Lightning Bolt, and just kill this right now. Gonna slam pieces here. Even get to maybe leave up Counterspell. Lightning Bolt. No Lightning Bolt. We did find a cast down that I can't cast because of how I tapped, but I would rather leave up Counterspell here anyway. Actually feeling pretty good about this game. They flipped both those Delvers on turn 3, but we had a lot of removal and interaction. Like, if they play any spell on their turn, I'm probably going to counter it. I don't even want them to let them resolve a cantrip. If they ninja here, they get to draw 1, but then I get to kill the ninja. Just going to counter this. I guess they can dispel, sure. It's just mana efficient here. I think this is the play, honestly. And then on our next turn, we get to resolve pieces of the puzzle plus cast down, and they shuffled because there was probably no lands or land plus bad spells. So just looking great here. Lightning Bolt, wow. I mean, I could just go Bolt plus Snake. I can't protect the Snake right now, though, so I think that's worse. I would rather use Bolt than Cast Down because of future Spell Stutter sprites. So it's just tap like this, go pieces of the puzzle, take these 2 spells, Lightning Bolt this. This is looking good. And this makes our snakes even bigger in the future. We'll see what they do. If they play some, like, 1 creature, I could consider killing it, but I might just start running snakes out as well. It's tough. They probably have some bounce spells. Like, they have to keep bounce still in. So. Alright, they're just doing nothing. Yeah, the reason I use Bolt instead of Cast Down there is because, again, this can be countered by a Spell Stutter sprite from them, where Bolt cannot. I'm down to consider right now. If they Spell Stutter, I can kill the Spell Stutter. Fling. I think I want Fling with them on 2 mana. Sounds good. Pass the turn. Because if they're so mana light, I can maybe protect this Fling in the future as well. Wow, they're just not casting anything. Preordain. Okay. How big is this snake right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14 snake. They definitely have counterspell, right? They're just passing with mana up. Let's just keep passing. We have 3 removal spells. Feeling decent about this spot. 6 cards in hand to 7. Another preordain. I mean, cantrips is not what I want to see. I want them to play creatures that I can kill. Once we get these snakes up to 2020, it gets a lot better for us as well. Because if we're ever in a spot where we can play a snake and they have to tap out to deal with it, it's really good for us. They're not playing another miscreant. Wow. They have 6 cards. I'm at 7 life. I think I just need to play a Cannonade. Just cost 3 mana. I don't want to just die with cards in hand, so I'd rather just get them off the board. So what is the snake now? Let me double check. It says 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's a 15. Just pass the turn again. Would like to wait till 2020. Yeah, because like think about Live the Squirrel. Also think about this situation right now. You would not want to shuffle spells back into your deck. That's the only place that they don't count for curve. Like I don't want to make my curve smaller. I'm trying to get up to 2020 right now. So I don't think that's good. Wonder if I'm supposed to go for cast down now. I'm at 7. I think so. They counterspell. Now I'm probably just gonna play Snake. Bridge. Feel like they have bounce spells, but this also gets us closer for the next Snake to be 2020 as well. They have 4 cards in hand. Our next Snake is a 17. Couple more spells. We could also fling like anytime, especially on the next one, if we know we can resolve fling, because then we could just draw a bolt to win and we have 3 bolt left in the deck. So that's an option as well. Hopefully they like tap low here. Then we really just crush them. If they ninja here, yeah, this might be bad for them. I mean, if they have bounce spells, maybe not, but they get to draw a card. So if they draw a land and then play a Spiral Golem for 1 mana, it could get pretty rough, but not hating this position. A lot of these mono blue Delver decks also are so they're so greedy. They play like 16 lands or 15 lands now. Here, hold up. I gotta check on the dog real quick. I'm hearing something. I'll be right back. Okay, we're good. I have to just let this resolve, unfortunately, but it was actually good for us to pause there. We are down to 4. It's getting really close. Getting really close. And if they have a counter spell, I feel like they definitely have counter spell. Like they were about to play Spire Golem and then they chose not to. So I think I might want to Cannonade right now. And then I got up for a second, so I forgot where our snakes were at. I wish I just told you how big the snake was going to be in the bottom of the card. That would save you from like trying to see how many cards are in your graveyard and counting. Okay, that resolved. I'm not going to play this other snake yet. I know I'm kind of dead to Spire Golem anyway, but I think they have Counterspell. Flash in Spell Stutter Spray. I'm going to Cannonade on my end steps right now. And then they just play a Spire Golem. Hopefully we draw a Counterspell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We're 1 spell away. We're at a 19-19 snake. We need 1 more spell. So close to Splinter Twin. Okay. And they're not going to play Spire? Or are they going to go for lethal? They do. Okay. Spell. Spell off the top. So we need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need a 1 mana spell. We need a 1 mana spell, literally. That Counterspell is not... Counterspell off the top, we lose, actually. We need, like, Lightning Bolt, Pyroblast... Oh, no, Pyroblast is already gone. I think we lose... Consider? Oh! Oh! Let's go! Duress! Let's go! Let's freaking go! Easy! Got him! The curfew wouldn't have done anything, but the 1 mana spell, that was sick! Got ourselves a match win. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, deck is sweet. if we play this deck again, there's a couple other decks in line before, but if we play this deck again, I will try one of Teachings. Teachings, and then what should I cut for a Teachings? I don't really want to cut a cast down. I can cut like a cantrip. I want 4 bolt, I think. I want 4 bolt. That was pretty hilarious. So we lost to 2 really good players in Ticklebush and Luffy, and I was able to win the first 2 matches of the league against good decks as well. Um, yeah, I found we don't have that many shuffle effects for the brainstorm, so I don't think so. I know we have cleansing wildfire that can shuffle, but that can be a little awkward. We only have 7 shuffle effects for the brainstorm, so I don't really like that. I don't also think we need muddle. Like you really don't need to tutor fling that much. You can usually draw through like most of your deck, and like by the time you're going for curve fling, like you're probably fine. I haven't had a problem finding the one fling. A lot of people suggest like, oh, 2 fling. It's like, no, I really think 1 is the proper number in this deck because 2, like when you draw 1 early, it's really bad. This deck could certainly use some more work, could use some changes, but the sideboard actually seems pretty good now. The deck actually seems pretty good. I think we've had 2 3/2s and a 2/3. Not the best results, but the deck feels pretty strong. So that'll do it for this YouTube video. We're going to play another league on stream right now. So everyone who's on stream can continue to hang out, and everyone on YouTube, you'll see the next video the next day. But for everyone on YouTube, thanks so much for watching. Channel youtube.com/snapbolt, Twitch TV/snapbolt games. Sub to either channel, really appreciate it. And thanks so much. Till next time, YouTube. Peace.